So today I want to talk to you about something I rarely speak about, my sports career. Now, you're not supposed to know enough to laugh at this point. And so when I'm going to write, just like when I'm going to speak, I have to start going back through the scrapbook in my mind, saying, well, what can I tell today? What story can I use? Now, sometimes I flip back through the pages mentally. Sometimes I have to actually pick up a scrapbook. This is a scrapbook that my mother made, but I only had to open the first page in my scrapbook to know that I was going to talk to you about my sports career today. Because she has on the first page my number 56, and our team roster for the year that I was in 7th grade. Now, our high school team was Longhorns. Our junior high team was Shorthorns, which was particularly apt for me. Now, today I'm 6'2" and I weigh 200 and a whole bunch more. But right here it says number 56, Mike Robertson, 5'3", 135 pounds, center. I was assigned to be center on the football team. I was given 2 outfits, 2 uniforms, one for practice, one for games. The pants I was given to practice in had a broken buckle on them, and my pants would not stay up. So when we would be doing blocking practice, I would be holding my pants with one hand and blocking with the other hand. And I was the center. I would have to get down and hike the ball, then stand up, pull my pants up, and try to hit somebody. Well, I caught the coach's eye right away. But I had the desire, and I worked really hard. And by the time we started actually playing games that season, I had found my place on the team, and it was right here. This was where I spent football season. Oh, I was eager. I always had my helmet on. I watched every move the coach made. It was a desirability issue. I had the desire, but I had no ability. I got in one game of that season, the last game of the season, the last 33 seconds of the last game of the season, when we were so far behind that my coach figured even I could not hurt the game. So he sent me in. I hiked the ball. Something happened behind me. I don't know. There were people running around, jumping on me. And the 30 seconds ran out, and that was the end of football season. But after football season comes basketball season. I thought, okay, maybe this is it. So I went out for basketball, where my basketball coach quickly discovered I was a triple threat: short, clumsy, and slow. But I tried hard. I practiced as hard as I could because I wanted to be excellent at this. And so I spent basketball season right here too. Again, I got in one game for 13 seconds. Somebody passed the ball to me. I passed it to another person. I don't think I even dribbled, except when the coach said, get in the game. I drooled a little bit at that point. But so I spent 7th grade right here. And I got to know it very well. Sitting on the bench, never getting to play. Now, see, what I thought I was supposed to tell you today was that you can't sit on the bench. You've got to get in the game and get involved. But then I thought, my story doesn't say that at all. I was stuck there on the bench. And I thought, well, God, why did you put this in my mind? Why did it seem like such the right thing for me to talk about? And I thought about it for a week or two, because I've known I was going to speak today for a couple of months. And I thought about it for a week or two, and then I realized I only had half a story. It's true that I spent 7th grade sitting on that bench and not getting to play. But within the next couple of years, I found myself sitting on another bench. And And this time I got to play. And you know what? That's made the whole difference in my life. Because of that, I wanted to sing. Because of that, I was a music major in college. Because of that, I've spent most of my life working in churches, which led me to meet the woman I married, which led me to stand right here on this stage today. Is that sitting on the bench is not bad once you find the right bench you're supposed to sit on. Now, I don't know what your bench is. Maybe it's a little short bench that you sit on while you tell Bible stories over to the children's Sunday school department. Or maybe your bench is a work bench where you saw boards and hammer nails and you build a new involvement center out there on the plaza, or the new art gallery up there, or a new building we haven't even dreamed of here. Or maybe your bench is a bench at a bus stop where you sit next to a homeless person and give them food or clothes or a job or just a pat on the back. Maybe your bench is a judge's bench where you stand and plead on behalf of a child who needs a special advocate in the court system. I don't know what your bench is, but I do know this. God has more for you to do than sitting on the bench you're sitting right now. That's not all of it. There's more. As I want to start off by telling you my favorite joke. There's a lady that walks to work every day, and one day she walks right by a pet store. And in the doorway of the pet store, there's a parrot sitting on a perch. And as the lady approaches, the parrot says, "Hey, lady, you are really ugly." Well, she's just totally taken aback at this bird speaking to her like that, but she goes on to work. She works all day, but she keeps thinking about this incident. She's kind of concerned because that evening she walks back home the same way. And the parrot is still sitting on that perch in front of the pet shop. And as she gets closer, the parrot says, "Hey, lady, you are really ugly." Well, she goes home and she can hardly sleep that night. She worries about this so much. Why would this bird single her out? And she gets up the next morning after not having slept well, starts off on her path to work again, passes by the pet shop, and there's that bird. And he says, "Hey, lady, you are really ugly." Well, she's had it now. She goes into the pet shop, finds the owner, and says, "Look, that bird is insulting me. Every time I walk past here, I have had it. Either you do something about it, or I will press charges against you. I will have that bird taken away and put to sleep." And the pet shop owner says, "I understand, ma'am. Don't worry. I will take care of it. It will never happen again, I promise you." She goes on to work, spends all day thinking about it. That evening, as she walks past the pet store, there's that bird. And as she gets closer, the parrot says, "Hey, lady." She says, "Yes." And the parrot says, "You know." Well, today I want to talk about something that you know very well, and yet